It's lovely this morning.
I bet.
Hi.
So, come on, so that's it.
Oh dear.
No, that.
Better.
Good?
And
All right.
then this morning I started looking at this. And
All right, well,
Oh,
good afternoon, everybody. We're going to get started here. So, again, I'm Jordan, and this is Pete. We're from CG Schmidt. We're part of the construction team that's working on everything out here. So, we'll give you our monthly update here, and at the end we'll have our quiz that we've been doing every month, and then we will open up for any questions after that. So, we'll get started here. So, agenda, we're going to go through the schedule first, give you any updates about kind of what we've been up to this past month. We'll have our quiz, like I mentioned, and then open up for questions. And then our next scheduled monthly update is April 21st at 2 o'clock. So,
no,
Okay.
not here.
well,
This is
we're,
our last update in this room. Yay!
yes,
And
that's,
then we'll move
that's
to
right.
the, probably upstairs to the new classroom, likely.
Yeah,
So that will be finished
yes.
soon.
Yeah, so we'll get to that here in a second. So, all right, so schedule that we've been talking about. So the red area is what we're calling the Commons North area. So that's the front entry, the library room, the mail room, the club room, and we are looking to get that turned over here in a little over a week. So next week we're putting the finishing touches on. The furniture is showing up on Thursday. And then we were looking to take down the temporary partition that's been in the hallway on April 4th. I think that's a Tuesday. So I think Tyler had a meeting last week, I believe, to kind of go through the hallway and Lindsay Hall stuff in more detail. So we're not going to rehash all of that, but just a reminder, that's kind of the schedule for that stuff going forward. So, as I mentioned, the blue area will be the next area of work that we have here in the Commons area. So that would be this room, Lindsay Hall. We're also going to take the public restrooms that are right next to Lindsay Hall. And then we're also going to be working on finishing the hallway that's been kind of split in half as we've been working on either side. So you'll see us working in those areas between April and May, and we're looking to turn that over at the early part of June. So again, Tyler went over that in more detail, I think, last week, but just kind of giving you that overview again. And we'll talk about some safety-related things later in the presentation about the hallway work once we start that, so stay tuned for that. And then the water tower building. So it's all of the units, and then also the pool and the new fitness room and salon that's down in the basement of that building. So we've been working very hard on that whole building, and again, we're looking at turning that over late June, early July right now is what we're targeting. So that's the schedule, and we'll get to some update pictures here. So Pete?
So I'm sure a lot of you get to have looked through the little window and saw the tile. The tile is ceramic. It looks like wood. Someone asked me in the hallway if it was wood. It's not. It's a ceramic product. And then today, these pictures are from yesterday. Today, all this area has the carpet in it, so you can see that through the window too.
Carpet?
There's carpet in the middle.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is the ceramic that looks like wood, and then in the middle is a carpet, so it won't be so noisy when you're moving around in your chair. So we're really excited to see this go from this to this, and we're going to have some shelving going up behind the bar early next week. And then, like Jordan mentioned, Thursdays are a big day. We're getting the furniture. So
When do you get the electric inspection to finish the ceiling?
we're hoping to get it Monday or Tuesday.
Yep, so at that point, they kind of do their last check of everything above the ceiling, and then we can take the ceiling tiles and put those all in. And that happens really fast, but yeah, we gotta have that inspection first, get the okay before we do that.
And what are the ceiling tiles gonna be?
So we've got two different types of ceiling tiles. There's actually, if you look in the picture, you can see here, there's a real neat copper colored texture that's in that outer ring, if you will, the bluer ring. Then in this area here, there's a little bit more similar to something you've seen before. It's a white. So we've got white in the middle and the outside's a copper color.
So it's for sound.
There's an acoustic property to the copper ones. They actually have small pinholes in them. And then on top of it, you can't see it, but on top of it, there's a fiberglass bat. They call it a bat. So it's like a blanket or pillow that sits on top. And then that grabs some of the sound and then muffles it. So you don't have an echo in there. So it's got an acoustic property to both of those ceilings. And once the furniture gets in there too, we'll have some fabrics to absorb some of that sound.
It's gonna be in the windows.
There's a window covers. There's the designer picked a window cover.
Yeah, drapery, kind of similar to the dining room side of it.
Very similar to the dining room side. But yeah, we're really excited to have that temporary wall down. It'll be the first time you'll be able to sit in this area or where this area had been and look all the way to the courtyard because there won't be any walls or doors in the way. It'll be wide open all the way through. So it'll be the biggest change, I think, is the feeling of how open that's going to be when we get that wall down. So our next slide is the Commons Library and second floor. This is a good view from upstairs looking down at that library. They've got the new shelves. I don't know if you can see that as well through the window. I think you can't see that, right? So this is kind of a new view for you to see those new library shelves, and then all of the shelves have been painted, and so they're going to be put in. Waiting, is anybody here on the library committee? So yeah, hopefully the library committee can pick all the right books and put on the shelves for you. And then this is the room that we're going to be meeting in on the 20th. Is this room. So this is upstairs where the salon used to be, where the general store was. So we're going to have real lights though. We're not going to leave the wobble light. That's just for us. Have you guys seen the wobble lights yet? Like in person, or just through the window, I guess, right? So this is what we use for temporary lighting. We call it a wobble light because if you push it over, it weebles, but it never wobbles, or wobbles and never weebles.
Yeah. Always stands back up straight.
Stands up back straight. Yeah, if you push it over, it comes right back at you. So.
All right.
Oh,
Oh, yep.
when I look through the window, sometimes those bookshelves look black. Is
No,
the
they're
inside
definitely
of them
not black. They are not black. They're,
Well, I
they're
know part
dark
of
blue.
them are blue, but are the inside darker?
No.
Nope. It's all the same
It's all
color,
the same
blue,
color.
that darker blue color, and the whole thing's painted the same color.
It's probably our Weeble wobble lights are probably giving you bad shadows.
Oh,
I'll blame that on our Weeble lights.
okay.
All right.
I'm excited. Next week or 2 weeks from now, we'll be walking in there and you'll be able to see them up close. So this is a water tower, 4th floor, cabinets and doors. So something exciting about the water tower is we've gone from demo where we tore everything out. You can see all the material going out into the dumpster to now we've got brand new cabinets in the kitchen area and brand new doors going in all the rooms over there. So a lot of excitement going on over there. Big change. Water tower, pool, and fitness. Currently we have the plumber, and I think actually we had 2 plumbers today working underneath the future locker room. So they're taking all the pipes that are going to go underneath the concrete and they're connecting them, and they're getting ready to fill the concrete back in before we start building the locker rooms. So that's what's happening in the basement.
So it hasn't been a huge visual change yet down
It's
there,
all underground,
but
yeah.
they got to get that underground stuff in first, so that we can connect everything, all the locker, plumbing fixtures to that, and then we can start building the walls and going from there. So hopefully next month
But more than
there should be some more visual kind of updates for that basement fitness area and pool area.
And something before we go into the safety reminder, something that I didn't get in the photo, but I think almost everybody's seen, is the siding is getting completed on the addition in the courtyard. So I think if you take a look out from in the dining area, out the windows, you can kind of see that we've got that siding. And today they started on that second color, the band near the bottom. So you can see the 2 colors. So that was kind of exciting.
On that topic, anything going to happen to the very ugly roof of that structure?
It gets a nice metal little cap on it. But it's black rubber.
It's what?
It's black rubber. But it does get a nice metal cap around the top.
I'm sorry, I'm not hearing.
It's black rubber, yeah. That's the finished roof.
It's planning to stay that
Yeah.
way. That's what I was afraid the answer was going to be.
Yeah. I have a nice
Also
metal.
have to look out on it.
You have a nice metal little edge on the top.
Oh, yeah, very nice.
I think it'll be less in your notice it'll be less noticeable once we have a pretty courtyard to look beyond to. Right now, I think it doesn't help that that's right there and then we don't have anything else to enjoy from
Walk out of
tree.
your apartment and it's right there, but
Yeah,
I think
I
that's
know.
not gonna help.
right in front.
I know.
They didn't ask me, I just don't understand.
I know, and we've kind of workshopped what could be, but it's very limited on what we can do up there. And realistically, the black looks a lot better than what white would look like too. The black will wear longer, the white gets ugly. It may be less noticeable for this summer, but then next summer it'll be spotty, bird poop, you name it. But we can, continue to talk about that, but as this time it is still remaining.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So our next slide is a safety reminder to continue avoiding the fire lane. The deliveries, the garbage materials are all going in that area. I think most everybody knows not to go back there. Every once in a while we get a pedestrian, and I'm assuming they don't live here, they're not a resident. But we've just got a lot. I know somebody saw the drywall today getting delivered, so there's just a lot of trucks, a lot of material. We want to keep everybody in a safe area. And then starting April 4th, we're going to take down that wall right down the middle of the corridor. We're going to be doing that while we're all here. So we want to remind you that there's going to be a lot of construction persons, men and women, working in that area. And they have a job to do to get down that drywall and get that wall out of there. And they're going to be working to make it a safe walkway. So there's going to be some changes in your path. You're going to be going on one side, then the other side, and they might divert you into the, around a column or something while they're doing flooring or doing some work at the ceiling. I know Tyler had brought in a big orange walk mat. Did you see the orange plastic mat? Everybody see the orange mat? So we're going to have orange mats available to help direct so you know where you're supposed to be. So we're going to have some caution tape to keep you from going where you're not supposed to. We're going to have that orange mat to make it real obvious where we're walking. So, and we'll move it if we need to change the direction of flow of traffic. It's going to feel really big because the wall's down, but we're still going to need to kind of narrow the path as we're working on both sides. So we have to finish that hallway.
All right. So we got a short video here to show you. Just gonna pull it up here. This was from a few days ago, but that's the outside of the addition that Pete was talking about with the siding put on there. That's a view of that wood look tile that's in the club room area. And some other shots of the different details that you can see in the club room space. That's the balcony above the front entry area, yep. That's up on the second floor.
And that walks out, yeah, that's going to be walking out onto the rooftop garden up there.
So those are inside some of those conference rooms up on the second floor. That's the old, I think, meditation room. Is that what that one was? Then we got some pictures of the water tower building. So if you remember what we had talked about before, we're starting on the 4th floor and working our way down. So 4th floor is the most finished, and 1st floor, basically, are kind of the least finished out of all of them.
There's a guy on stilts, so he doesn't have to use a ladder. I'll get to you. And so on 4th floor, this is where we've received the millwork. So we've got cabinets going in, and some of these cabinets are in these pictures from Tuesday. So, all right.
Pete, you have a question back here?
Sure. So I got a question and answer at the end. Is there anything you want to ask right now?
When's the bar open?
Oh, I know Tyler said that he wasn't going to be stocking it right away, but I'll tell you, if you want, I'll sit with you as soon as we get that wall down.
That wall will come down in 2 weeks, and then we're gonna have that space available to obviously enjoy, but we will not be operating the full service bar for a little bit, as we want to be able to provide obviously the proper experience, which requires Majarka's team to have the proper bartenders, which we have been hiring for, but it's just a brand new space that East Castle's never seen, and we want to make sure we're adequately trained and able to provide that good experience for a bar. So
June?
I will,
What month is it? March?
no, I would say still end of April, early May, before we're taking that first sip out of the Spotted Cow beer tap.
All right, so quiz time. So how many feet of wire, so electrical wire, has the project used to date? So we've got 3 different options. So 104,000, 65,000, and 86,000. So anybody have any guesses? Maybe raise your hand if you think A is the right answer. Okay. B? Maybe not. Okay. C? Any guesses for that? Okay, 86. Okay. All right. So kind of even between the two. All right. So answer is A, 104,000 feet, which equates to almost 20 miles of wire that we have used so far on this project. So the picture on the right there is is how they come when they come onto the job site. So they come in these big spools, and it's what we call MC cable or wire. Metal conduit. So it's got the metal part around the outside of it, and then all the wires are already inside that conduit. So it's a kind of a newer product and allows us to do things more efficiently and faster than we used to be able to. So as you can see on there, we get those on the pallets. There's 8 of those rolls on one pallet, and we've had 13 pallets so far of just that one material on the job site. And that's one of just many things that we have been receiving on the job site every single day. So,
How many screws have you used?
I know
that would be a lot harder to figure out.
When they get the
Is all the wiring done now?
no,
So
you're gonna use more?
we're going to use more.
much more.
Yep. So I would say
Much
we
more.
are
Hopefully
maybe
halfway.
close to halfway done in the water tower building. I would say. So a majority of it's done, but we still got a little ways to go. So.
do it. Ways to go.
All right, so now we'll open up for any questions that anybody has, and then we'll be happy to try to answer them as best we can. So, anybody have any questions?
From the, coming in the main front entrance, outside, will we see anything different?
From the outside,
As you're coming down the driveway to that porte cochere, will
That-
we see anything different?
I would say that's going to look pretty much the same. We have not done anything on the outside of the building at all. As you walk into the front doors, that's when you'll start to notice a change from what it looked like before. So that vestibule, that first area you walk in, there's going to be a new door inside there, which we're waiting on still, so you're going to see a temporary one there for right now.
Yeah, we have a brown one there now, and it's
so-
going to be white when it's done.
So just
But they're still building it, so we put a brown one there so we
Yep.
have a door.
just so it functions. There's gonna be new carpet inside that vestibule, and then as you walk in from there, that's when you'll see the new ceramic tile on the floor and all of the new wall finishes and new lights and new paint colors. All the stuff we've been working on in that front entry space.
New front desk?
So we're going to be installing the new front desk as soon as we take the wall down, because I put the wall too close to the desk, and so if we tried to put the desk there, we couldn't walk past it because the temporary wall is too close, and I needed to be able to do both sides. So once we take that wall down, we'll start putting the desk, and you'll actually be able to watch the carpenter put it up, because we won't have anything between you and the desk. So we'll put some caution tape, but you'll get to see the carpenters working on it when you walk by. So yeah, it'll be very exciting to see how much work has to happen in that hallway.
So
We've got both sides we have to join. We built this side, but we've got that wall,
Yeah.
and we have to tie them all together and put a ceiling in there.
So Lila on the front desk is still going to be in the Bradford lobby for right now for a little while longer. So you can still go there for if you need to ask her anything, while we're trying to finish the brand new front desk. And then once that's ready, then that'll start to be
We'll have a
utilized.
really nice floor.
The front desk will remain until June, where it is right now.
Oh.
So we're not gonna move it until we're completely done with the hallways and that area, because again, it would be too much hustle and bustle to move all that paperwork where they are. So it's easier to keep Lila, Famata, and the team where they are now until June.
But as residents, we'll be able to go in and out of that old front door, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
no, we're gonna
Yes.
open it up and it's yours, yeah, we're taking, so on the 4th, the fence comes down, the dumpster goes away, the portable restrooms leaves, everything gets cleaned up on the outside, at the same time, we're taking that wall down. So both sides, we're gonna get everything down, and then you'll be able to walk through there. And we won't have a finished floor in the hallway though, we will on our side behind the wall, but your tile's gonna stop, and then you're gonna run into the hallway.
And that's where that orange mat is gonna help with that transition from the unfinished floor to the tile that we do have, to provide that transition for rolling for walkers and wheelchairs. And if that isn't adequate, we will find a different solution for that. So it's gonna be a little bit of us trying to figure out what's gonna work as we start doing that space. So don't be afraid to let us know if you think it's not working, and then we can try something different. Any other questions back there? Yep.
I'm hearing you use the word ceramic tile and so forth.
Yep.
I'm concerned about the slip factor on the hallways.
Well, fortunately, the design team did a lot of research and they spec'd a tile that's ideally used in a corridor. And so it's not shiny, super slippery tile like you might have seen on like the backsplash, where it's got a gloss finish. It's got a texture to it. So it's designed to be walked on, and if any water gets on it, it remains a non-slip surface. So, and I can attest to the fact that I've walked on it and it doesn't feel slippery. And after April 4th, I appreciate your input. What do you think?
Well, like you said, it is a wood look tile, so it actually does have, when they make it, they put a stamp on it that kind of gives it like a wood kind of texture to it as well. So that's what he was referring to as far as a texture. So should not be slippery like a glossy tile.
Good.
Yep. Any other questions? All right.
What's happening to this room?
Well, we're gonna keep the windows, and we're keeping the big centerpiece. I know that's staying exactly the same.
Those doors,
The doors stay exactly where they
Yep.
are.
Yep.
the general room size stays. So
Yep.
it's finishes and updating to what it looks like. This goes.
Yep.
We will no longer be having the partition here that comes out so seldom. And then we'll be able to have a storage entering into this little storage room that you're not able to see, but on the other side of this wall, so that we can properly put away tables and chairs, make it look a little cleaner, rather than having housekeeping or maintenance having to go outside to come back in and so on. So we'll be able to go right in and out of this room. And then the acoustics will be updated with the sound system that was donated to us a couple years back, if you recall, but we'll be taking kind of the main key pieces of that, but remember, if you were here, the large speakers, those will not be put back up. There will be a new product, so that it'll be much better for hearing aids and presentations and general acoustics. And that we're not using a nice large Fender speaker for state of the castle or large presentations anymore.
One of the problems is when you're not using anything electronic, just having people in here talking, those acoustic tiles don't do the job. Will the new ones be better?
We're putting an all-new ceiling in.
Yes.
Will they be more noise absorbent?
They're a lot newer than these, correct?
They should be. That is the plan. Yes. Obviously, everyone's vibrations and hearings are different, but yes, that was a key thing for the designers, to make sure that the acoustics in here are, whether it's a group activity, a speaker, a choir, that it's accommodating to all levels of hearing.
Irish dancers.
Irish dancers last week.
All right, anybody else? All right, well, thank you again for having us this month, and we'll look forward to next month when we're back here. Well, not here, different spot.
Back upstairs.
Yep. All right, well, thank you all. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank
You too.